All right, hello everyone. Today we have for week 6, and we got game 2 coming up. It's the Hunters versus the Aces, getting ready for kickoff.
Cameron Burns will be kicking off for us today.
Cameron Burns.
This is me and Caden's first time in the booth today. Hammer time, baby.
It's always hammer time. We are now 6-0 with a beautiful kick from Cameron.
And
that
it
will
rolls
be
out
rolled
at the 1
yard
and
line
it'll
for
be
the
a
best
flag
kick
on
we
the
have
play.
seen this year.
Out at the 1. 30 line, gentlemen.
What a beautiful kick. Just kidding, it went out of
It
bounds.
did go out of bounds. That is a true statement.
So we just got done playing the Goblins. I think we won 32-18.
It was a hard, very, very hard-fought game.
Not really. Just
None of their teams would talk to me, and I'm still a little upset by it.
Aces. First and 20 at the 35-yard line.
How you feeling after that game, Caden? You feel good about that
I'm feeling
game?
good, Herndo. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good, bro. 6-0.
We are 6-0.
Only undefeated team.
Who is number 20 for them? Who is their center? I cannot tell.
I don't know. We should pull up the stat sheet real
We
quick
should
so
pull the
we
stat
have.
sheet so we know who is going on.
Preston, quarterback.
And we
I know we have
have-
Sebastian Aris out there. He's a free agent. He's not even in the league.
Preston Snack takes the ball.
The Aces only had 7.
Rolling out. Throwing it. And
Throws it to
overthrows it.
Sebastian Aris, but it is overthrown.
How many overthrown footballs in the history of the league have ever been completed? Answer is 0.
I am actually very looking forward to doing this game today because I want to hear what Peter DeLuke will be saying the entire time. Also, Cameron Burns wanted me to tell everybody that he does, in fact, bang dudes.
I don't think you can say that.
My fault.
Yeah, you and Peter DeLuke are very similar players on the field. You know, not doing much, but sure talking a lot.
We are always talking. Peter's a whole lot faster than me. I'm a whole lot taller than him. Doesn't really make up, but Preston does take the snap back.
Throws almost.
And almost intercepted by number 25. By Michael
Nearly picked off
Terpstra.
by the Hunters. Trying to find the stat sheet.
Omar always hyping his team up like a good owner and coach.
Yeah, that is correct. Jamie Perbula did drop an interception in our Goblins Hammers game.
He
And then
did.
I got an interception the very next play.
And then he
It's just
did.
how it works.
And then he had a sledgehammer celebration. It was very, very nice.
Yeah, celebration of the year.
Yep. Preston takes the snap.
Looking, rolls to the right, throws. And
Oh,
it's
and it's picked
Interception
off
by
by Cameron
Cameron
Burns. Wow. What a play by the Hunters.
big-footed Cam with a big interception right there to start out the game.
Cameron Burns with an interception to start off the game today. I am pretty sure he will also be their quarterback leading the charge today. We will see
It
how he
appears
does.
That is how it usually is. He is the starting quarterback for the Hunters. Hunters will take over on offense right here. Be first down at about the 18 or 19-yard line. Probably about halfway through the first quarter right now. You know, time really flies in this game because we got a running clock until 2 minutes,
Cam Burns
and halves go by really fast.
in the shotgun, ready, first and
John will be snapping the ball for us today. Straight to Cam
He
Burns.
rolls out left. Oh, and he's
Stephen
sacked by
Delory with a
Stephen
sack.
Delory. Cam looks a bit confused how Steve got to him that fast, but Stephen Delory is pretty fast.
Steve
We used to
Delory
call
is a
him-
very, very fast man.
first down.
We used to call him the Red Rocket when I played with him in high school.
They call him the Red Rocket.
He is a better Red Rocket than most people out here.
Dude, leave me alone, fly. All right. It appears to be a loss of about 6 or 7. It'll be second down for the Hunters.
Yes, it will.
Sebastian Aris waves high to me.
Second down, it looks like 27, 28 yards.
Be. Steven Spangler, when this very always had a hair bun in his head. Other than hair in a bun. That's what I meant to say. I apologize. Number 1. What do we have? Trips to the left here. Omar and Cameron Burns in the backfield.
Omar as quarterback. Looking to take a snap. Looking, pitch.
Oh, that did not work.
All
Number
right.
20 was there the entire
Wow.
time.
Number 20 eats it alive.
He was there.
Daniel. Can you be like behind me or in front of me real quick? Well, that box is kind of in the way too.
Who is number 20? That was Josh Nolan with the sack on the play.
Has he been here before? I've never seen him out here for the Aces. Oh, he was? All right.
Okay. Cameron Burns at quarterback.
Takes a snap. Looking.
Fires, and it's picked off by Sebastian Harris.
To Sebastian.
And Sebastian Harris with a pick six.
Aces on top.
Guys, this man is not even on their team. That is Sebastian Harris, ladies and gentlemen. He is a free agent, not even in the VXFL.
With a pick
He just
six.
came out here to be a fan today, and the Aces didn't have 7 players. So he put on some cleats and got an Aces jersey, and now he scores a pick six for them. What a play. What a story.
What a way to start off the game.
What a
if
little
you're the East Coast
heartfelt
Aces
story.
today.
He's not getting His name's not on.
They
Aces
have
for the
Matthew
extra point right
Biondi
here.
guarding Stephen Delory down at the bottom.
Preston takes a snap.
Preston rolls out right.
Looking.
Looks to run, and he
Dives,
dives
and
for
he
the
gets it.
pylon, and that is
That is a great
the extra
conversion.
point is good.
Extra point is good to put the Aces up 7-0.
Aces are up 7-0 today.
7-0 for the Aces. You know, we didn't see this coming today because the Aces are missing their starting quarterback,
They're
Jackson
missing
Gravely.
Jack and Spengler, who I thought was going to be at the helm today. It's been more of Preston Keene. Also, the Hunters will be without Andrew Klipstein, it seems like.
I didn't even notice he wasn't that. Wow.
I just noticed that as well, that Andrew Klipstein is not here. I do not know what he is doing.
Huge loss for the Hunters.
I think their leading receiver.
I think so. It's either that or Omar.
I think it's going to be him, either Omar Guevara.
It does. Sometimes it does seem like the Hunters are a bit of a 3-man show because you've got your quarterback Cam Burns, and you got Omar and Clip,
Andrew Klipstein.
and then it takes a pretty big fall off. You know, sometimes I know I've heard rumors about people wondering how the Hunters are even a 2-loss team. You know, the Hunters are 3-2. Sometimes people wonder how because it's really just a 3-man show sometimes. But they seem to have it figured out. Teams
have
can't
it
really
figured
figure
out.
out how to cover Clip and Omar.
It is very, very
They're
hard. to
great
cover them.
receivers.
They are great athletes, great receivers. It is very hard to cover them most times.
Ace is about ready to kick off.
It's about ready to kick off. It will be
Aces set the kick.
Preston Keene kicking off.
Omar back deep.
Here we go.
Boom. Beat.
With a
Preston with a
deep.
beautiful kick.
The beautiful
Goes
kick.
into the
And that
back
will
of
be
the
a
end zone.
touchback. And I promise y'all, Preston will have this marked somewhere on a calendar. The day he had another touchback. He had two last time we played, and he was very excited about it. We will see what he does about this one.
Mark Hawkins up there looking beautiful. Doing the end zone camera.
Can do on their next drive after their last drive in their pick six.
Mark Hawkins might actually be in the MVP conversation, you know?
I'd vote for him.
I guess we'll see. I think July 24th is our award ceremony. It'll be, or the 26th, I think. Yeah, it's the 26th.
It's the 26th We Are Award ceremony.
And
Where
it'll
y'all
be
can buy
catered,
tickets today.
it'll be catered by Cafe 66. You
One of our
know?
very proud sponsors of the VXFL.
Best barbecue in town.
Best wings in town, definitely.
I don't know, go to Cafe 66 for wings.
Aces setting up on defense again.
Last time the Hunters started
Sebastian
having
Ayers
football,
back
Cameron
at
Burns
safety
takes away
again.
Interception.
Looking for another
Starting in a little
pick.
bit better field position this time. They're at the 20. Omar went up to set something to his center. Cameron Burns takes a snap.
Steve Delory with a good rush.
Throws it. He's got Michael open.
Michael Terpstra.
Great catch by Michael.
And he is
He's
down.
tagged down by Sebastian Harris
At just
at
about
about
the
the 30-yard
30-yard line.
line. That'll be a first down Hunters.
First down, Hunters.
35
Alex
yards.
Cheris was in coverage, but he fell down.
Something like that.
You know, you don't really see that from Alex that often, you know. He's
Usually
one of
it's
the
good
best defensive players in the league.
Yes, he is.
Also the best stat guy in the league.
Also very, very, very true. Alex is great on the stats. A little
Hurry up
little
offense for
hurry
the
up
Hunters.
Offense for the Hunters today. That would
Yeah, Burns.
had to be a false start in my opinion. Good move.
Surveying.
Burns is
Under
moving around the field.
Pulls.
And he throws the
Throws
ball to
deep to
Omar
Omar.
Guevara.
And it's
Steven
picked off
Spangler
by
with an
Steven
interception today.
Spangler.
Again.
What a
What
play.
a play from Steven Spangler.
How about that?
Aces defense is unstoppable right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Number one,
they're
Steven
having
Spangler
a
with the
great
play
first quarter.
the best way I've seen in a while. Undercutting the ball that was meant for Omar Guevara.
Great
Cameron Burns with 2 picks to
defense.
start off the day.
As excuse me, as Stick God would say, that's defense.
I love you, Caleb.
Yes, sir. Aces will take over on offense. That would be a touchback. They're coming out to the 20.
Aces first and 10 from the 20. Preston in shotgun. Wait for the snap.
They're playing
Preston
great
taking
on
the snap right
defense.
now.
Let's see if they can have a
Steven
good,
Spangler
good
real
drive
close to
here.
the center. I do not know if that he's in the tackle box or not.
Preston takes the snap.
Look at Nico Brown getting blocked by Josh Nolan.
Great
And
ball.
Omar with a tackle on number 2.
Throws to Colin Maldonado.
Maldonado.
Yeah, Maldonado. My bad.
Colin Maldonado.
Whoops. That was a great catch. Gain of about 9 yards.
What are you doing for dinner tonight, Caleb?
You know, I might just be going to Cafe 66.
That would be the plan of action for me if I was you as well.
Yep. I mean, it's always the move, you know?
It's
Can't get
always
tired.
a move.
Never get tired of Cafe 66.
Never can.
Second around 11.
Joe Taylor is such a good pass rusher. We've learned that this year.
He looks like he's about to get ready to run a 40, guys.
I think he might be running a 40, attempting to take Steven Spangler's head off. But Sebastian with the block, and he looks pretty well.
Steven
Sebastian
rolls
blocks him
out,
again.
looks to
Steven
run.
is running.
Tries to take it.
Nico
Nico
Brown is not
Brown.
doing anything.
He looked to
And
be
we have
limping a little
first
bit.
down for
That's
Steven
a first
Spangler.
down for the
He's
Aces.
going to get a first down here.
About the 41-yard line, it seems like.
He does. Steven Spangler moves the change for the Aces and gives them a new set of downs. First and 20 at around the 40-yard line. 41.
Nico Brown did look a little shaken up on that play. We'll have to see if his leg keeps bothering me. Looked to be limping a little bit.
Yep. And the Aces actually are playing pretty well with the absence of their quarterback, Jackson Gravely.
Great defensive performance so
Great
far. We
defense.
got to see if they can get this offense going. It looks like Spangler might be that spark. They could keep coming back to that Wildcat.
Back takes the snap.
Yep.
He's
Preston
blocking right here though. Preston rolls
Keene
out,
is running.
showing off that speed.
Oh, and then he messes.
Slips
yeah,
up.
He just slipped.
Gain of about 10 maybe.
I don't know if
It'll be
the
second down for the Aces.
presence of Matt Biondi scared him away a little bit. He wanted to fall.
I
don't
would
know
be
what
pretty
it is.
scared by Matt Biondi.
I would be very scared if I was running
were
at Matt
Preston.
Biondi as well.
Fire breathing dragon took a breath and down Preston went.
Jarrett Wolf with some great commentary on the PA.
Thank you, Jarrett Wolf, for that. That was brilliant, my man. And Preston Keene back at the hell.
Preston takes a snap.
Takes a snap.
Looking.
Steps up in the pocket, fires,
And that
it is
ball was thrown
incomplete.
to the ground.
It'll be third down for the Aces now.
Who was that intended for? Stephen Delory.
I do believe it was intended for Stephen Delory.
You know, Jarrett Wolf, he's a great dude, you know. He might be the biggest sportsman in the VXFL.
Probably the
'Cause
nicest guy we have out
today-
here, truly.
He was covering me most of the game, right? And, you know, every time I beat him on a route, he'd just tell me good route. And I felt great about myself, you know?
Anytime
really
we
hyping me
saw,
up.
probably in my opinion, the MVP of the league, Mark Hawkins, fall on the ground, Jarrett was the first guy there every single time to pick him up and help him get up.
We
thank
should
you,
have,
Jarrett,
we
for
should
being
have
such a
our
nice
own
guy.
version of Walter Payton Man of the Year, but it'll be Jarrett Wolf Payton Man of the Year.
Steven
Jarrett Wolf
And that is a
Man
sack
of
for
the
Joe
Year.
Taylor on Steven Spangler.
As Joe Taylor with the sack.
Joe Taylor
Number 3 being Joe Taylor with a sack
I
today.
think that'll be fourth
Attaboy.
down now. Fourth and about 21.
Brother of pool player of the year, he would have to be, and Harry Taylor.
That is the start of the second quarter,
Now
folks.
the start of the second quarter.
We got a score of 7-0 Aces still.
With 2 interceptions from Cameron Burns. 1 to Sebastian and 1 to Steven Spangler.
Aces don't appear to be punting here.
It would surprise me the Aces punt. They do play an aggressive style.
Looking.
Number 8.
Preston rolls out right. Fires
And
deep.
he throws the ball to Steven Spangler.
Spangler.
And Spangler with a
Caught by
catch!
Spangler on the
That's
goal
it with a
line. I
touchdown?
believe he's about a yard short.
About 1 yard short of the goal
What
line.
a throw by Preston
What
Keene.
a throw by Preston Keene to Steven Spangler. They made an amazing catch over Omar Guevara.
He is short by 1 yard.
I'm sure they are missing Jackson Gravely, but it appears it's not that big of a factor. Preston is playing amazing at quarterback today.
Preston's looking great. Steven's hands looks like he knows what he's doing finally.
I think if you have Steven Spangler as your wide receiver 1, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. People, were questioning him being drafted so high, and I understood Steven's a great athlete. He's got great hands. He knows the game of football. He's a linebacker at Vero Beach High School, and he knows what he's doing. I
He's
understood
got that
the
football
pick
IQ.
perfectly. And we have, look at the bottom of the screen, we have nobody on Stephen DeLore? Or is that Peter DeLuke guarding him?
1 yard line.
Peter looks to be inside about 4 yards. He
I say
looks
you
like
throw a
he's
fade ball here.
covering.
You have a great.
Looks like he's covering Steven and Sebastian Harris.
I don't know how that would work out for you, Cotton.
Takes the snap, looking, they rush 3.
And now they rush 3, and Joe Taylor does get to him.
What was it again?
Joe Taylor.
Joe Taylor. That's 2 for him.
I think Parker Townsend for the Hammers, man. He had a great
He had
game
6
today.
sacks today. It blew my mind. Being a member of this team,
I think he's
that I could just yell at him the entire time, that he's a great guy, that he's the best, in my opinion, defensive player of the year.
He
and
looks
I
to be
really-
the front runner
I
for
really don't
defensive
even
player
think
of the
it's really
year.
that close.
Joe Taylor not far
Joe
behind.
Taylor's
He's
not
a
far
great
behind.
one of the top
Louis
pass
DeShao and Liam
rushers.
Besar, when they are playing, are both great. Steven Spangler's look great when he's on defense.
I have 4 picks too. You know,
Yeah,
best safety in the league.
Caleb does have 4
Best
interceptions.
safety in the league, I think.
And he wanted to remind
in
us-
my personal
also,
opinion.
Caleb does win celebration of
also-
the day so far with the sledgehammer celebration that I thought was brilliant.
Preston takes the snap.
Preston takes the snap,
Rolls.
and Steven Spangler is
Oh,
wide
Omar
open.
just misses him. Tosses it to Colin
Sebastian.
Maldonado.
It's
It is
Colin Maldonado. I
a
apologize. Colin Maldonado. Colin Maldonado with a touchdown today.
Catch in the back of the end zone.
that'll be a touchdown for the Aces. 13-0.
13-0 Aces. Who
This
would
is
have
a
expected
surprise
this?
today.
The Aces came to play.
Aces, if you guys don't know, are 1-4. They just got their first win last week
When they beat the Hustlers,
against the Hustlers because they didn't have Louis DeShower out there. They beat them.
they had Michael Gould at QB, who
Who threw 3 interceptions.
I think Gould could be a great QB in this league if he just tried a little bit harder. That is my tip to Michael
I
Gould.
believe his effort appears to be the deciding factor of the Hustlers.
And Gould
how
likes
hard
to have
Gould
fun,
tries.
and I understand that completely. But sometimes you have to take it a bit more seriously, and especially when Liam is yelling at you after every single play like he does, you got to take it a bit more seriously, Gould. We expect more, my friend.
Aces lining up for the extra point.
Aces
They
are
got
lining
trips
up.
left out there.
Preston takes some trips
Roll
left,
to the left.
and
Looking.
and
Throws it up to
Steven
Steven.
Spangler.
Spangler.
Now
Extra
it's
point is
14-0.
good.
Aces.
14-0 Aces. They say we come to play today, boys.
What a play. You know, Omar a bit down on Preston thinking it was going to run, and he just tosses it right up to Steven. Little jump ball.
And the one thing in this league you cannot do that most teams should not try and do is get under Omar Guevara's skin, because that dude will come back with vengeance.
He
This
does
game, I
take
promise
everything
you, is not
personally.
over.
He said it himself. He takes everything personally.
Takes everything the most personal in this entire league, and he really takes it more personal than everybody else. Probably even more than most people on his own team, because his team takes everything personal. And it will be a great matchup next weekend at 1:30 right here at Masters Academy. Aces, nope, Hammers,
Hammers versus Hunters.
Hammers versus Hunters.
Aces getting set to kick off here. We got a score of 14-0 Aces.
Will Preston have another touchback? This is my question of the day right here.
They're looking pretty good so far.
Aces set to pick. Preston going for his 3rd touchback of the season.
4th. And Preston Keene kicks the ball straight to Omar Guevara's
It's
chest.
Omar. Omar looks
Kicks him
to
right in his
return.
Gengar chain that he is very, very proud of.
Blocking.
Hits the
He's
right
good.
sideline.
And he is down at about probably the 35-yard line.
Tackled by Preston Keene.
Tackled by Preston Keene, who has looked amazing today.
It's about a 20, 25-yard return for Omar Gable.
Let's see if the Aces can keep winning this turnover battle. You know, they're playing amazing on defense so far with 2
Cameron Burns have
interceptions.
thrown 2 interceptions today.
Yeah, we need to see if he can clean it up a little
If
bit.
he can clean it up, and if not,
Maybe get the run
I'd say
game
you
going.
could start off with a Wildcat with Omar Guevara.
Yeah, get the run
And
game
a little
going.
triple
Throw some
option,
short
run double
passes.
options, run speed options, whatever you have to do. You have to get the ball at Omar Guevara's hands. He is too good of an athlete to not do anything with.
Especially without Clip here, you know.
Especially without Andrew Klipstein being here today. We have no idea where Andrew Klipstein is. That actually is probably the better question. Where is Andrew Clipstein? Where's Waldo? No. Where's Clip?
I'll do you one better. What is Clip?
Oh, Jamie told me he could do me one better and said, what is Clip?
We got Alex Sherris back at safety now.
Alex Cheris at safety. Stephen DeLory rushing. Stephen DeLory.
Rolls
And Cameron Burns is sacked by Stephen DeLory.
Wow.
Stephen DeLory.
You know, that looks really similar.
Josh Nolan.
That looks very similar to the
Very
PP in the
similar to
trenches.
The PP in the trenches ran by Peyton Keene and Parker Townsend. Josh Nolan.
Josh Nolan. On the tag team.
I think they're taking a play out of the Hammers book. You know, that double blitz. Teams cannot seem to stop that double blitz. The PP in the trenches. You know, it goes so hard.
It goes so hard in the trenches.
It's unbelievable at times. You know.
It's unbelievable. That most of the time, all we have to really defend is 2 to 3 seconds and not allow scrambles.
You know, I said it a lot today. You know,
and
the
you,
PP was really raw today.
Caleb,
it was
you
unbelievable.
honestly, truthfully, might have the easiest job in the entire league playing safety behind those two people.
For real.
It is so much fun for you to back there. You had a pick
I
today, which the
really-
ball was thrown up in the air 30 yards because
Yep.
he had no room. He had nothing to do. Matt Biondi with a false start, and I promise you, Omar Guvar might be punching this dude very, very soon.
It's third and about
If there's
263 yards.
If
No,
there's one thing you cannot do,
oh, it's
it
still
is
second
mess
down.
up on Omar Guevara's team. Because you will not play the rest of the year. I don't think Dylan Averill has touched the field yet today, and I'm very sad because that is a pretty good friend of mine, and I would like to see him play a little bit more. We
You know
saw he
what?
played at QB the first couple weeks, and it was not very good. And they since put Cameron Burns back there. He's been playing pretty well back there. Outside of today where he has thrown 2 interceptions. In that one game, who was it that he had
Cam takes the snap.
where they lost 30-0? And Burns is that.
Throws it right out of bounds.
And he
That'll
threw
be
the ball to
third
Dylan
down.
Averill.
Decision.
Great catch by Dylan Averill.
Great catch by Dylan Averill on the sideline.
Dylan with a great catch on the sideline.
If he can catch like that, I don't know why he's not in the game right now.
It'll be third down now for the Hunters. Third and about 30, honestly.
Third and about 30 or third and 300.
Third down and a mile for the Hunters.
Third down in a while.
Great throw. Great throw,
throw,
Daniel
Daniel
Williams. There's only a few $1,000s worth of equipment in here.
And I really do
Not
wonder
really a problem.
what. The Hunters are going to come draw up here. They have to get a while. They have 2 plays to do it.
From Page or something?
They have 2 plays to get about 30 yards, and knowing them, they might take a deep shot right here. They might try and run a little jet
Let's look
sweep
at Omar.
Omar Guevara. He is the
He's
man
actually
you have to
blocking
watch.
this play.
And he is blocking. That ball was thrown to Michael Terpstra with a catch today. I think it's the second of the day.
That'll be fourth down now for the Hunters.
It'll be fourth and about
I
20.
don't think Omar would be punting the ball, but I
Fourth and
also
30.
think it would be quite a stupid decision not to punt the ball here.
If we will see, because Cameron Burns is actually a punter at Vero Beach High School. And if he is taking that far back, he might be
Yep,
punting the ball
it looks
today.
like the
He
Hunters
is
will be
probably
punting the ball right
today.
here.
I would not surprise me to see
Man,
a fake
the
punt.
Aces defense is looking
But
unstoppable
now you bring
today.
Peter DeLuca on the field. I don't think a fake punt is possible here today. Peter is great on defense, but he doesn't play offense for a reason.
Cam Burns take the snap.
And a punt for Cameron Burns. That ball is about 34 feet in the air. And don't touch
It
the
bounces
ball.
backwards a little bit. It'll go down at about the 35.
And
it'll
Michael
be a first
Terpstra
down for the Aces.
Trying to go for a rainbow flick. That is the wrong football, buddy.
First down for the Aces.
Man,
Around 35, 36 yards.
this Aces defense today. I mean, holding the Hunters. I mean, the Hunters don't have clip today, but still,
Missing Andrew Copeland is a big, big loss for them.
that might be what's keeping their offense from jump starting because
It really is.
they really
He
haven't
had a
done anything
great-
on
he had a
offense
great
yet.
game last time we
He
were
had
out
3 touchdowns last
here.
week, I believe.
Was about 160 something yards.
Something like that.
And only like 4 catches.
I have the
This
stats
double-
right here. Oh no, that's a few weeks ago.
That was a few weeks ago. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Steven Spangler back at quarterback. Preston in the backfield is a little bit an odd strategy.
Looking,
Oh, you.
Steven rolls out left.
looking, turns it up,
Gains of a-
whatever.
Cameron Burns almost runs into the entire commentary booth as he is chasing down Steven Spangler.
Gain of about 2 yards.
Gain of about 2 yards. It was not much, but it still worked.
Coach Cup offering Jamie his sandwich right here. What a lovely, lovely gesture. You know, Coach Cup, just an amazing guy, you know, so generous.
He's a great guy. But do you know where you find greater people? At Vero Fitness, where you can go lift big and throw hard.
Second down and 18.
There are a whole lot of people in this league that actually do work out at Vero Fitness. Myself included in that. Trevor O'Brien, Daniel Williams, David Shorts, Stephen Delory, Dylan Goldfarb,
Preston takes a snap.
Omar
Preston
Guevara, Dylan
fires.
Averill.
That's a little bit of a duck.
And
Oh, it's
ball
Stephen
flies right out
Delory.
of Stephen Delory's
Drops
hands.
a touchdown.
A beautiful throw. Beautiful throw from Preston Keene.
You know, I gotta say, knowing Steven for years, that's a very familiar sight.
It's a little bit of a duck.
He was a running back for us at Masters Academy. That's a very similar sight. I can't tell you how many touchdowns I've seen this man drop, but you know, him
And
in
he's
the
actually
backfield,
very, very hard on himself. He is upset that he did not catch
him
that
coming
ball.
out of the backfield though. Steve weighs about maybe 160, and he plays like he's a 220-pound running back.
He plays like Mike Allstott out here.
He was a hard hitter, man. He would make something out of nothing. He'd fight for 4 yards when there was nothing there.
And I don't understand the strategy here with Matt Biondi guarding Stephen Delory, but hey, it has worked out so far. We're seeing Preston taking the snap.
Preston rolling
He's
out,
now
gets
sacked by Joe Taylor.
Sacked by Joe Taylor.
Third today.
I wonder what Steven Spangler was doing there. I don't know if he's trying to push him inside or outside, but whatever it was, it did not work.
It'll be 4th down now for the Aces.
It will be 4th down Aces.
Timeout taken
Hunter.
by the Hunters.
Who do we want for interviews? Midway interviews, who do we want?
We gotta get Joe. We gotta get Joe Taylor.
Yeah, let's get Cam, and we can talk about his struggles.
Yeah, we'll get Cameron
And
and
then we'll
Steven.
get Steven. Yeah.
All right, that works. At halftime, we will have interviews from Steven Spangler and Cameron Burns.
Thank you. Can we get a time check?
1:28 left in the half.
First or second? 1:28 left in the half.
It is 4th down. And it looks like your ace
Preston
will
look-
be punting today. I don't know. I don't think I've ever
It's
seen
a
this
high
before.
snap.
The high snap. Almost a blocked punt.
Great.
It's a
punt
great
by
punt from
Keene.
Preston Keene. Omar Guevara actually picks the ball up a lot like Nigel Brown. And now Omar's on the ground after Seabass pushed him down.
It'll be 1st down for the Hunters. They have roughly
Don't know he had that in
1 minute and 20 seconds left to score here before
I'm
half.
actually very, very impressed with the punt from Preston Keene right there.
I believe the Hunters will get the ball after half too. So if they can score here and then get the ball back,
Will they?
I think so because
Well.
the Aces threw the pick the first drive.
Yes, they did. This is a pick to Cameron Burns.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron Burns is the king of interceptions today, whether he is throwing them or catching them. But it is still how the game has folded out.
Let's see what the Hunters can do. The Aces defense has been proven to be too much for them right now. Let's see what they have in store.
Yes, sir.
Did
Preston
buy me lunch.
promises Jarrett Wolf that he will be buying him lunch,
I heard.
buying him a filet mignon at Outback Steakhouse. Actually,
Actually, no, we will
You know,
go to Cafe 66.
I'm thinking Cafe 66.
Motion.
Or, if you actually want the filet mignon, he can go to the Village Beach Market, and they can buy it from there.
That's true.
And Steven,
Village Beach.
Cameron Burns gets out of there. And,
That
now he threw the
appears to
ball
be an
to
illegal
absolutely
forward
nobody.
pass.
And that has to be
He was about a
either
yard
illegal
in front of the
forward
line of
pass
scrimmage.
or it's intentional grounding, whichever one they determined, because I think it is both.
That'll be a loss of down, and then I
Yeah,
think
lost it
a,
down. And Stephen
it'll be a
Deloy with
5-yard
great pressure
penalty.
today. He called
I think it's an illegal forward pass.
a legal forward pass today.
Illegal forward pass by Cam Burns.
Cameron Burns has done nothing but struggle today, and I actually am wondering why. It has to be the absence of Andrew Clipstein.
I think that's exactly what it is. Because I mean, look
What
who they have a receiver. They have Omar, and then who? Who?
They have
Really?
Michael Terpstra, Peter DeLucas on the field, Matt
Yeah.
Biondi, who is not on
but
the field, but he was a little bit ago.
I think there's a big drop off.
Jack Carping. But the Aces defense has been a major factor today. They have
no
looked
doubt.
incredible. I
They
knew
look-
at some point this year Preston would get his team going in the right direction. I had no doubt in my mind. Preston's a great head coach.
I think the addition to Stephen Delory with the trade from the Pioneers
For Will
about
Morgan.
two weeks ago, yeah. A trade with the Pioneers about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Snap.
Can't take the snap.
Stephen Delory for
And flips the ball to Omar Gavar.
They flip it back again.
And Stephen Delory with the pick!
Get off! Wow!
We now have 3 interceptions today for your Hunters. Stephen Delory with,
Steven Delory with the
What
pick.
a play!
What
he
a play
read
from
that
Stephen Delory.
beautifully.
is that his second of the day?
The Red
That's his first.
His first. Stephen has one. Who has the other one?
Believe. Oh, Sebastian. Sebastian had the pick
has
six.
Sebastian had the pick 6. That is 3 interceptions today. Two of them from Cameron Burns, and one of them intended for Cameron Burns, thrown by Omar Gavar after a little trick play that did not unfold out very well. That was, in the words of Jackson McGuire, a very bold strategy, Cotton.
You know, I was just talking about how the addition of Steven was a huge factor, and what
Preston gets out of the fact we got a fight going on somewhere with Omar and somebody. Omar is now running his mouth on the field. Does not surprise me at all.
Omar does appear to be getting a little hot-headed out there after throwing an interception.
timeout.
Omar will be running his mouth the remainder of this game. I promise you that. Him and Preston dapping up middle of the field, acting like they are still cool with each other, even though they're both very hot-headed individuals. It was the first charge timeout for the Aces.
I think Jordan might take over for you for the second half.
You might.
Yeah, I mean, he was supposed to do the whole game.
Okay, I'll let him.
Yeah.
I want to do the interview.
Yeah. We got Omar in press coverage on Steven Spangler.
Preston takes the snap.
Rolls out right.
Keenan throws out right. And now aiming for
And
Steven Spangler. That ball
intended
is
for
in the
Steven.
dirt.
It'll be third down
He
now.
did have a good bit of pressure on him, so I have no idea what happened there. If the pressure got to his head, or surely he just didn't know where the ball was going.
I think we should change our halftime interview to the other Steven. I think he's got maybe 2 sacks now in that interception.
So you think we should do Stephen Delory?
I believe so. I think that's a good idea.
We can do that.
Delory and Cam Burns.
Stephen Delory and Cam Burns, we will need to see.
With a time check.
I will only be doing half of this game, as in the person who originally intended to do it, Jordan,
4 seconds left in the half.
is here. Jordan Girton.
Oh, 44, sorry.
And he is a good.
We got
very, very
44
good man.
seconds left in the
44 seconds
half.
left in this half.
Looking, rolls.
Preston moves
Preston
up.
throws the ball to what was
Throw
intended to be
incomplete.
Alex Jerez, but it did not
I think
go
they're
that
calling
way.
him down.
And they're calling him down?
I believe so. Either way, it's 4th down for the Aces now.
Either way, it's 4th down.
About 40 seconds left in the half.
And truly, I'm going for it here every single time.
Oh, no
No
doubt.
question in my mind. Because I would probably go for it if I was the Aces either way.
Timeout.
Because their defense has been incredible the entire game.
Exactly. I don't think you want to punt from the 20-yard line anyways.
I don't think I would either.
Alrighty. We got 4th down coming up for the Aces. We got Stephen Delory out wide and Sebastian Harris on the other side.
4th down and goal for the Aces.
We have 2 guys in motion. Now we have nobody in motion. Preston Keene takes the snap.
Moves up in
They
the pocket.
block. And Joe Taylor,
sacked
they
by
sacked
Joe
today.
Taylor. That'll be a turnover on downs.
Joe Taylor has looked absolutely incredible today.
4 sacks already in the first half.
I think he is trying to catch Parker Townsend on the exact total today.
I think they're pretty neck and neck. But
Maybe
I
as
think
of right
Parker,
now.
I'm pretty sure.
Parker's record today was 6.
Yeah. So Parker apparently had 6 sacks today. I think he had 11 coming in. I'm pretty sure he has 17 sacks right now, which leads the league by a pretty great margin because I think by 5. Okay. So the nearest one to...
Eco Brown now running onto the field. This is what I've been waiting for, gentlemen.
Brown coming on the field.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He is, in fact, the secret weapon of the Hunters. Might
He is
be
a very, very.
the most underrated player in the league.
He honestly might be the most underrated player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Are his
in
kids
all
here
of
today?
football. What'd you say?
Are his kids here today?
I do not think his kids have turned up today.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is very, very unfortunate.
Nico Brown does have 2 kids and a
He does
wife.
have 2 kids and a wife. The tale of the tape this week for this game was absolutely incredible between Jackson Gravely and Nico Brown. Everything about it was great. You can check that out at the XFL Official on Instagram. It's great.
Cam takes
Oh,
Cam
the
takes a
snap
low
is
snap.
fumbled. Stephen Delore chasing him down.
Stephen Delore.
throws it to Omar.
And Steven
Dropped
Spangler
by
with perfect
Omar.
coverage today of Omar Guevara.
Playing great defense right now. The
And
This
Steven is
Aces
feeling
defense,
himself.
man.
out.
We'll
Steven is
see how
feeling
this
himself
second half
today.
goes, but the Aces defense, man, unstoppable today.
I don't know.
Preston Keen has the biggest smile I think I've ever seen him with his entire life.
He looks to be pretty happy
He
today.
looks to be very, very happy today.
Looking to get perhaps their second win of the season.
The second win of the
If
season.
if the second half goes the same way, I don't want to.
Goes the same way.
This is looking like the same thing that happened last week.
Yeah.
They were up by like 21, and then they got lucky at the end. Dropped a touchdown.
Yep.
That was the time
I think we have Alex Tress all the way playing safety. I don't know if he's playing safety or he's playing, or he's possibly returning something. I have no idea what he is doing all the way back there, about 40 yards away.
Having a nice conversation with our head coach, Peyton Keene.
St. Keene,
Yes, sir.
your founder
The
of
OG.
Hammer Time, and Peyton Keene.
I think Peyton Keene is actually an incredibly underrated player. You know,
He is.
he's probably the best head coach in the league, but people don't realize how good of a quarterback and pass rusher he
He
is.
really is.
Looking.
Throwing the ball, and that ball has
The ball is dropped
Through the hands of
by number 20, Jack Harpring.
Jack Carping. Got to catch that ball. Cameron Burns has thrown a good ball. Hasn't done that much today, but that time he did, and it was dropped. That is very, very unfortunate. Your Seacon Pioneers are now in the building as Kyle Fahey walks right past me, along with Garrett Helseth. They'll be playing the Detroit Dimes whenever this game has come to an end.
Still 14-0. Still 14-0, folks. I think we got probably less than 20 seconds left in this half.
If you don't mind, Jarrett Wolf, can you give us a time check real quick?
Can we get a time check, please?
19 seconds. 1 second away. Ben Fadiomi and Dylan
Ben
Goldfarb walk by
Fadiomi
the
looking
booth.
beautiful today, blowing me a kiss.
Blowing me the kiss for both Dylan and Ben, blowing both me and Caleb Herndon a kiss in the booth.
And the words of
And
Dylan
Cam Burns takes a
Goldfarb.
snap.
Looking.
Hammer
Throws the
time.
ball to Matt
Tagged down
Carping.
by Sebastian Harris.
At Sebastian, I think attempts to hug him. I don't know what he was doing.
It'll be a timeout for the
Do take a
Hunters.
timeout
Second timeout. And it's 4th down and about 6.
as Brock Thomas walked by the commentary booth, waving hi to everybody. Wearing number 23 on his back. Is that from Michael Jordan, my friend? And now he points at him like it is himself. I think that's what it is. Number 23, does that remind you of anything? It reminded me of another place that has a number, like the number 66, like Cafe 66.
Cafe 66, man.
Totally remember.
I was going to talk about one later.
Dylan Goldfarb is now holding the playbook. That's not Dylan. That's Dylan Averill is now holding the playbook on the sideline.
Dylan
I apologize. Dylan Goldfarb walked right by me.
They
a
do
little bit
really
ago.
look a lot alike, though.
They do actually look a lot alike. Cameron Burns
And
has
he
now
gets
been sacked by Preston Keene.
That's not Preston Keene.
that
That
is
is
Josh Nolan.
Yep.
Josh.
I
Nolan.
apologize. Preston is out.
That'll be a
playing.
turnover on downs for the Aces.
And a turnover on downs for the Aces. Hunters.
It'll be a first
The
down for
Hunters
the
have
Aces.
no offense today, and it has to do with Andrew Klipstein not being here.
It really has to do with that pass rush.
That pass rush has
they,
been great.
They look really similar to the Hammers, and I can't stress that enough. They're giving Cameron Burns no time out there.
No time. And I don't know if y'all know this, but the two coaches of both the Aces and Hammers are actually twins.
Really?
The Keene twins, right?
I didn't even know that. I did not know that they were twins. That's a huge surprise to me.
Looks to be Steven Spangler.
Yeah, I know.
Spangler.
First down for the Aces coming up
First
at about
down.
the 23-yard line.
23, 24-yard line. Steven Spangler at the helm. Who do we have at the bottom? We have Stephen Delory being guarded by Matthew Biondi with Peter DeLuke shading over top is what it seems like to me.
Yeah, it looks like they got two high
And
safeties right now,
truthfully
really
today,
just covering
I came
the
out
end
here
zone.
expecting Peter DeLuke to be very, very vocal, and he hasn't really said much. Steven Spangler throwing the ball, a jump ball
Jump ball.
And
to
it's
Omar Gavar, and
intercepted by
Omar Gavar
Omar.
comes down with it. As he throws the ball at somebody, and somebody is slow to get up off the field. I think that is
That's
Colin
Colin.
Maldonado.
Slow to get up.
So I'm not sure if that's half yet,
I have no idea what the time is.
but if it is not, it'll be a touchback, and it'll be Hunter's ball at the 20. That is halftime, folks.
We need Stephen Delory and Cameron Burns to the booth.
That's 14-0 Aces.
Delory, come here, buddy. We are going to need Cameron Burns is on his way to the booth, along with the Red Rocket. That is Stephen Delory.
I can ask Cam the first question.
We're doing it.
Cameron Burns will be in here first. Come here,
What's up,
Burns.
bud? How's it going?
You want to get in the middle here, pal?
All right. I mean, it appears you're having a rough first half out there. Is not having Andrew Clipson a big factor today?
Definitely. We're missing a receiver. One of our top receivers, definitely.
And the question I had for you was, there have been plays where there have been 3 interceptions. You have thrown 2, and you were the target of the other one. How do you expect to fix this problem come the second half?
Have our receivers get more open. I mean, I'm fitting them into tight windows. I can't do much better.
Alrighty. Anything else for you, Caleb?
How do you expect to deal with that fast pass rush by the Aces? It seems like the Aces defense is really looking unstoppable out there today.
I'm thinking about just laying on the floor.
That's a great idea.
That is a very bold strategy, Cotton, but I expect it to work out great.
Taking a nap. I mean, I need one. It's hot out here.
It is
It
very,
is.
very hot out here.
That Florida heat.
Is there such thing as like a 2-hour halftime?
I mean, we might get an extended halftime here, you know?
Hey, man.
All right. Thank you, Cam.
Alrighty, Cameron. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here, brother. The Red Rocket,
Alrighty.
Stephen Delory. We need to step in here for me, pal. Come here, buddy. All right.
How's it going?
All right, Steve. Yeah, I mean, you're out there having a great pass rush today. You're looking unstoppable rushing the passer. How do you expect to improve that and keep that going in the second half?
Honestly, just stay hydrated, keep me loose. It's very hot out here, and I think it'll be good. Second half's gonna be short, so
Define what you mean by the second half will be short.
I think we'll just continue to keep the points rolling in, and eventually the Hunters will just bum out and call it a day, and just let us keep going.
It is currently 14-0. Do you expect them to put up any points at all?
I think they might put up 1 or 2, but all in all, I think we're just gonna keep rolling in the points. So I don't really think it matters.
Alrighty.
It appears like you guys don't have your starting quarterback, Jackson Gravely, out there today, but Preston Keene has stepped up great today. You've also had Steven Spangler back there in Wildcat formations.
Yep.
How big of a factor did you think that was going to be, and how surprising has Preston Keene been today?
Definitely surprising, but at the same time not surprising. He's an amazing athlete. He definitely knows what he's doing. And for the fact that Jackson's not here, I think he's definitely stepping into the role very easily and calmly. I think he's definitely the man for the job. I think we're getting it done.
Also, one more question for you, and we'll let you go. The pass rush for the Hunters has been very good. It's been led by Joe Taylor. How do you plan on stopping Joe Taylor?
I think we're just going to move our blocking scheme around and pick him up, and I think we'll be good.
Alrighty. Thank you for your service here, buddy. Always.
Thanks, bro.
All right, George, you want me to stay? Anyway,
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
for the second half of this game.
We got a score of 14-0 Aces, and I think the Hunters will receive the ball. I think we got about 2 minutes before kickoff right now.
Yep. What was your biggest shocking from the first half?
That pass rush, man. They were
They
getting
look like
to
they
Cam's.
look like the Hammers.
They do. I mean, Stephen Delory looks really similar to Parker. You know, they
And
got
Josh Nolan looks a whole lot more similar
Yep.
to Peyton Keene.
Really. That's exactly how it works, you know.
But will they have a nickname like us? What do we got? The Red Rocket and Nolan. What can we get
I
involved
don't
here?
think you can come anywhere close to the PP in the trenches, man.
That
No one
PP
will
goes
ever
down
match it.
hard in the trenches, y'all.
Aces about to get set to kick off here.
Yes, they are.
We'll see if the Hunters can get something started on offense. You know, they've really done nothing. They've had a few first downs, but that's pretty much it.
And
A few drop passes by the
Preston will be
receivers.
kicking off again. I wonder if he's going for a touchback. Omar is the only person they have deep. They have deep. With Cameron Burns about 15 yards off the ball. And everybody else is about the line of scrimmage, so about 10 yards. And we'll see.
Here we go.
Starting.
Second half. Getting ready to start.
We got the Pioneers warming up over there. Always getting ready early as usual.
For his 5th touchback of the season.
It will be his fourth. It would be his fourth. No, Omar kicked it. Omar caught it.
4th.
Preston Keene going for his 4th touchback of the year. And if he does it, he will be happy with himself. That might go.
Line drive and
No.
Oh, it
is
stays
a
in
beautiful
bounds.
kick, stays inbound. Straight to
Stephen
Omar
Delory
Guevara.
gets him
And Stephen
down.
Delory with a
What
tackle.
a great tackle.
At about the 4-yard line? No.
I think that's about the 9 or 10.
8, 9.
I think it's a, yep, 9.5 maybe.
Take over at around
Oh, just kidding.
9.5 yard line.
The 5. Yeah, we're right.
Yeah.
At the 8, about
We
8,
were
9
right.
yard line.
Coach Cup was wrong.
Coach Comforter is wrong. As Peter DeLuke comes to the commentary booth.
No, he does not.
Well, he can't be wrong.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Hi, Peter. Nothing. Where is your trash talk at, Peter? That's my question.
I promised myself I wasn't going to do it.
Peter
think it
DeLuke
would
having a
help-
change of heart out here,
Had
you
a
know?
change of heart.
Not his regular self.
No longer trash talking, which they were winning in games he's trash talking. That's when they've been the most successful. Is when Peter DeLuke has been running his mouth.
The Hunters looks like they switch it up on offense.
It appears the Hunters have a conspiracy theory now. The reason that they are losing this game is because Peter DeLuke is not trash talking. That is
Team
why
not
they are
trash
losing this
talking
game.
enough. Cameron Bird is now at receiver.
They got a false
We
start.
got a false start.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty, or I think it's half the distance to the goal for the Hunters right here. It'll still be first down.
It'll be half the half of something. I don't know.
Hunters.
As Joe Taylor is doing handstands on the sideline?
The goal.
No.
Replay first down. 1st and 25.
Omar is in the backfield, now taking over at the helm.
Omar takes a snap.
Is now
direct
running.
snap, and he's
Direct
taking
snap.
off, lowers the shoulder.
Lower the shoulders, but
Yes,
do not
about
run into anybody.
5 or 6
That's
yards
Colin
maybe.
Maldonado with the tackle.
Great run, about 6 yards there. Second down.
You know, the grass really looks great out here on this field at Masters Academy. You know what?
The sunscreen.
You know, if you really want your yard to look like this grass, you can hit up Rooted Landscape Services.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah, no doubt.
They are the people. They are the people who can do it. And if you want to lift like
And that'll be
Stephen Delory and
offsides.
lift as big as him, you might jump off sides. But if you go to Vero Fitness and you lift as much as he does,
Offside.
you might look like that at some point. I mentioned that earlier. But as Trevor O'Brien would have said, and not somebody else, lift big, throw hard. Hey, I'm not getting involved in that one.
Second down for the Hunters.
Omar takes a snap. That's time.
Throws
and throws
it.
to basically nobody.
That'll be third down now for the Hunters after a atrocious pass by Omar.
I think the absence of Andrew Klipstein is such a big deal today. Who, I don't know if we have any idea where Andrew actually is.
Maybe we can ask Peter.
I spoke to him 2 days ago. I said, "Are you going to be there?" And he goes, "Yes, I will." And we haven't seen him.
Crazy. Dimes appear to be having a team meeting over there by the shed.
Dimes having a team
Really getting
meeting.
prepared for this.
The
this
Pioneers are warming up
Dimes
without
game.
their starting quarterback, who is in the commentary booth running his mouth. He said, Omar Guevara still at quarterback here. Cameron Burns in motion.
Cameron Burns in motion. Omar takes the snap.
Omar takes a snap.
Looking, surveys pressure.
And now Omar is on
Takes
the
off.
run. Omar Guevara is on the run.
Hits the edge.
Got blockers.
Omar Guevara is still
And he
running.
gets
And he
tagged
is
down
tackled by
by
Josh
Josh
Nolan.
Nolan.
After a great run.
Josh about the 31-yard line. As Peter
be a
DeLuke
first down for
screams
the
up and
Hunters.
down screaming.
25. Michael Turk doing a dance.
Just wait for me to call it.
They have a play call called Eskedit. That might be the most Hunters thing I've ever heard.
How many yards?
Hey, my prediction here first. Pioneers win 69.
I don't think that it is a possibility.
Trevor O'Brien makes a very bold prediction. He says the Pioneers will beat the Detroit Dimes by 69-0.
And I think that has to do with the absence of Owen Casey, as he would be doing it for Owen. The Lemon Peppa Steppa TikTok Casey.
Cam in motion.
Burns in motion, coming to the backfield. Sound the ball in the second cadence.
We got a flag on the play.
Throws.
Matthew Biondi with the catch.
Across the middle.
There was a flag on the play, though.
There is a flag on the
There
play.
is a flag on the field.
You also
There is
snap the ball if you have a guy going forwards.
There is an argument currently. Omar Guevara is screaming that it's fine, it does not matter. Because feels, even though he is down 14-0, that he is still the man of the hour.
That'll be a loss of 5. It'll be a
That'll be a
repeat
loss
of
of-
first down.
Repeat of first down. It's actually a pretty good play design. I actually like the play. And I do enjoy getting Matthew Biondi involved in this game. Because that is always fun to watch. Peter DeLuke has now switched up and has now started running his mouth all over again. And I tell you, as a fan of this sport, it is great to see Peter DeLuke running his mouth.
Oh, Owen's here. Turn around.
Wow.
Okay.
Owen wants him down.
Omar Guevara taking the snap
Omar takes
as Matthew Biondi claps
Drops
with
back.
him.
Fires
Throws the
deep
bar straight up.
to Cam Burns.
Cam Burns, and he
drops
has absolutely
the ball.
no hands.
number 11 with a breakup on the foot.
Calling for
Alex-
a PI call, but I don't think they'll get
Alex
it on that
Shiraz.
one.
You will not be getting PI on something that had nothing to do with pass interference. You just can't track a ball, Cameron.
I think his hat fell off and his hair got in his face, and he really just lost it in the sky.
Yeah, we have no idea what happened to Cameron Burns' hat right there. But I don't think it helped him secure the catch.
Just for the goal. Just for the game. He's going out.
Cam looks very defeated at the moment. Nothing new.
Peter DeLuke running the offense.
Peter DeLuke is drawing up plays, running up. Steven Spangler went to go check what the play was.
Steven Spangler.
Steven Spangler went to go check what the play was, and he could not get there in time. So I apologize, Steven. That was great. Your score will still be 14-0. Your East Coast Aces.
Still playing outstanding defense.
Their defense has been
Hey, except for that
absolutely
one big
incredible.
play to Omar. That's all they've really got so far. Cam Burns back at quarterback.
Back.
Hand off to Omar.
Run
Rolls out
to
left.
Omar Guevara.
And he gets tagged
He
down.
was tackled.
He was
I thought
definitely
he was
tagged down
tackled
by Josh Nolan. That'll be a loss of a yard.
He was tackled by Josh Nolan.
Peter's screaming
Peter
about.
DeLuke screaming at him.
I think Josh
I
Nolan
thought Josh
got him
Nolan
all
had
the
it
way
with
back
2
here.
hands back here.
That's what I saw
all
right
the way
here.
back here. But Peter
But
DeLuke
Liam
extremely
gives him-
unhappy.
Liam gives
that
him
the
an
ball
extra
was not
3
up
yards.
another at least 4 yards.
Making his presence known on the sideline.
It'll be third
Peter
down now for
DeLuke
the
is having a
Hunters.
great time out here.
I don't think he is actually. I think he's
Peter
very
DeLuke is not
angered
having
right
fun.
now.
Shout out to fellow Christian Shibboleths.
Shout out to the FCA. Thank you for everything y'all do for the VXFL. Omar Guevara back at the snap. Matthew Biondi out wide. Cameron Burns in the slot.
Looks
Josh
like the
Nolan on the
Hunters will
pass
be-
rush again.
Bad snap.
Bad snap, as
Rolls
they
out
are known
right.
for.
Himself.
It's the edge. He gets
He gets
got
to the edge.
down by
And
Stephen
number
Delory.
14, the Red Rocket, and Stephen Delory
Right there with Steven.
with a shoestring tackle to save a good yard.
The Red Rocket is having a tremendous day on defense.
The Red Rocket,
Steven
in other
laid
words,
out.
could be blasting off right now.
It'll be
Anthony
fourth
Yusuf
down
pulls up
and
to the
about
10.
19.
Defense
For the Hunters now.
They are playing lights out right now.
Ace look like the best defense in this league. They really do. That pass rush looks incredible. And imagine if they had Nate Gwen for a pass rush. Imagine if they had this. Imagine what they could do if they had their entire team here, including missing the quarterback in Jackson Gravely.
Preston's really stepped in today,
Preston
though.
has looked great. And Emmanuel Allen. D1 Blue on Instagram. If you don't mind, Jarrett Wolf, can you get us a time check real quick?
Can we get a time check? 148 in the third quarter.
It is 1:48 and counting in the third quarter, as I was just told. We have Michael Terpstra at quarterback,
Terpstra back at quarterback.
with everybody else out to the right,
Folks, let's see what happens here.
This is an
including Nico Brown.
incredible formation out here. We got trips right.
This might be
with
my
Omar,
favorite thing I've
Cam,
seen all
and
day.
Matthew out there. Oh,
Oh, no, they're
Cam
switching back to
switches.
Cameron Burns. I am not a fan of this. I would have much rather seen Michael Terpstra.
it looks an awful lot like the hammer screen pass that
It
we
does
got.
look a lot like the hammer screen pass.
Cam Burns.
Nico Brown
Dude,
moves inside.
This team
You got to be close to a delay of game
they're
right
getting
here.
very, very close to delay a game. I think,
Still going on two.
there we go. Nico Brown blocking. Cameron Burns blocking.
Fires
Cameron
deep
Burns
to
fires the
Michael,
ball.
and it's
And it's
overthrown.
overthrown.
Turnover on
And
downs.
if you are Coach Jay, and he would tell us right now, what is the percentage of footballs that have ever been completed that have been overthrown
And
in the history of football?
Jay himself.
Your answer will always be 0.
The history of the game have ever been completed. The answer is 0.
Answer is 0. Brought to you by Coach Comforter.
It'll be Ace's ball. First down from about the 31-yard line. Ace is still playing amazing defense.
You have
Coach Cup.
pre-workout?
And I
You know where
quote,
else you would
wants
have
to snort
pre-workout?
pre-workout
If you
right
went
now.
to Vero Fitness, you would probably need some pre-workout.
See if Aces can strike
At the
back.
start of the fourth quarter, we have Preston and Steven in the backfield with Colin Maldonado.
Think if the Aces score on this drive, this game could easily get away from the Hunters very quickly.
Joe Taylor is there.
We got Brandon.
Close. Cameron Burns. Steven Spangler rolling out of the pocket as he throws the ball to
Does it-
Steven
What a catch by
DeLory.
Steven
And he runs.
DeLory.
And he absolutely popped.
Oh my
Peter
gosh.
DeLuke.
Peter DeLuke just got mossed.
Peter DeLory, I think, just tried to punch Steven Spangler.
That is no doubt a play of the week right there by
That is the
Steven
play of the
DeLory.
week. As Peter DeLuke throws a punch, which is what it seemed like to throw a punch.
Ball by
I think Pioneer version of the Steven DeLoy was thrown.
Great ball by Steven Spangler. On the run.
We have
That's that Steven to Steven connection
right.
right here, baby. This Aces team is not looking like they're 1-4. They don't look like a 1-4 team at all today.
They look absolutely incredible. That defense looks great. Peter DeLuke looks like Napoleon syndrome is now wearing off. They look great.
Preston
and
Keene
Preston
steps
Keene is
up.
now running,
I think he got down
now
by
he
Joe
is running.
Taylor.
and he's tackled by Michael Terpstra.
It looked like he got sacked by Joe Taylor, but they didn't call him down.
Joe Taylor arguing with the refs.
I think I see 6. It appears Liam might have missed that call because I think Joe Taylor downed Preston Keene in the backfield. We'll have second down for the Aces coming up after a gain of about 3 or 4 by Preston.
Missing calls and Liam Livingston go great together, like Cafe 66 and VXFL football. Preston Keene at quarterback, with bringing Steven DeLory into the box to kind of block. I would
Alex
say
Harris
so.
in motion.
Alex Harris in motion.
Motion.
We have Colin Maldonado definitely not standing still. But Matthew Biondi over here.
Rolls out right,
Preston
and he
Keene-
gets sacked by Joe
Preston Keene
Taylor.
gets sacked by Joe Taylor with his 5th sack
Oh,
of the
that little sack dance right there. That was
with his
beautiful.
5th sack of the day.
Tied with Parker
Townsend.
who has 6.
Parker Townsend does have 6 sacks of the day. Joe Taylor has 5. So will he tie him? That is, in potential to happen. I don't know how are they going to stop him. They've been trying the whole time. They've run Delory into the box multiple times. Josh Nolan has been trying to figure it out. And they really have not been able to. Joe Taylor looks absolutely incredible.
I think the pass rush is really the most underappreciated part of the VXFL because teams that have a good pass rush win games.
And
That's
I
very
think
evident with the Alabama Hammers.
ran
Hashtag
by.
Hammer Time. The PP in the trenches.
PP goes dumb hard in the trenches. Steven Spangler with the
Hits
ball.
the edge.
Running. Did not tackle him.
Jack misses him and
Jack
he
missed
gets
him,
about.
and he's about 5
10
yards,
yards,
I'd
maybe?
say. Oh, 10 yards, I'd say. I apologize.
It'll be 4th down now for the Aces.
It is 4th down.
Oh, yeah. About 7 yards. Be 4th and about 16.
About
I don't know, 14. 14.
4th down and about 13 yards.
4th down and 13 yards for the Aces to possibly go up 3 scores
I think
on your Hunters today.
it's the start of the 4th quarter. If the Aces score here, this game will get away from the Hunters.
We'll get away from the Hunters. I honestly, if you want my opinion right now, I do not think the Hunters come back.
I don't think they score.
I don't think they score.
I don't think the
Aces
Hunters will
defense
score a
has
point.
looked
I
absolutely
think
incredible.
they will get shut
Their
out.
team is flustered. Cameron Burns clearly doesn't know what he's doing without Andrew Clipstein. I think Clip is probably the biggest X factor in this league when it comes to a single team.
When the Hunters have Clip, they win games.
They win
when
games.
they don't,
Hey,
they
don't
lose.
win.
It's like Liam Basero in the drafts.
Like Louis the Shower with your Hustlers.
Yeah. A lot of these teams in the VXFL really rely on one guy.
Takes a snap.
It's the,
Preston.
it's the teams that
Preston
don't
Jones.
rely on one guy, the complete teams that win games.
With a dance.
What in the world did I just see?
A very interesting
Off the
sack
ground.
celebration. Oh, it's
So
all
Joe
sides
just
on the
wasted
defense.
one of the greatest celebrations I've seen in modern day history.
Offside.
They did an Indian dance around the orange, threw it up in the air, and now Joe Taylor has 5 sacks in a day and does not tie Parker Townsend. But he still didn't eat the orange off the ground, so this is great to see.
Taylor had his 6th sack, ate his orange, and then got called back. Forward.
Joe Taylor yells that he needs another orange.
Can somebody get Joe Taylor another orange for no celebration? Trevor O'Brien is sprinting to go get
Joe
him
Taylor
one.
down on a 4-point stance.
Yep.
Throws
Throws it up.
and
It's Stephen DeLore. Oh, Stephen DeLore drops the
another
football.
drop
Oh, man,
by
it's
Stephen
second
Delory.
touchdown.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Stephen had a great catch on the sideline, but when he's wide open, he saw green grass and could not bring it in.
Stephen Delory really reminds me of Jared Rivera, no, you know?
The way
They're,
he just drops
they're very
open passes.
similar players. You know, they either make amazing plays or drop a football.
I have never seen Stephen DeLore and DK Metcalf in the same room, if that tells you anything.
Dude, you're right. Wow.
I have not. What? You're more Evan Ingram, my friend. But I have never seen Stephen DeLore and Evan Ingram in the same room. And I don't think we will, because
I think Will Wagner has the down marker wrong. I believe it's 2nd down.
I believe it's
Oh,
first
no, I
down
think that was a
because it's
turnover on
turnover on downs. And
Wow.
Omar is now taking
I
the
didn't know
ball.
that.
Rolls.
Omar's passed,
Just take off.
and he just got,
And
I don't know how to say that.
falls
Omar
out of
lost
his-
the cleat.
And his sock. How do you
Cleat-
come out of your sock?
Cleat.
Out of his cleat and sock.
Omar did buy those cleats at a store that I work at that we will not mention because they do not sponsor us. But, thank you.
It'll be 2nd down now for the Hunters after a gain of 4 by Omar.
Omar Guvar with a gain of 4 today.
Looking to strike back, you know. I think they have to score on this drive if they want any chance of coming back.
They absolutely have to.
Omar takes the snap.
Cameron Burns running some kind of fray.
Coming. Rolls.
Omar is sacked
by Stephen DeLore.
Had Cameron Burns wide open on the sideline and could not get it to him.
Like I said, man, Steven drops the football and then comes right back with a great sack.
Pass rush is the most important thing in this league, I think.
A third down now for the Hunters.
Can you give me one?
It appears Omar is kind of given up on Cam Burns. He hasn't been back at quarterback, and
Yeah.
he hasn't
Omar
been back
has
on this
given up.
drive. Or
That is very evident.
maybe we'll see him. I feel like we'll see him back next week at quarterback, or maybe later in this game. But right now, Omar's at quarterback, running a lot of
We've
wildcat
seen what
plays.
Cameron Burns does with pressure in his face. And with us playing them next week, with the PP in the trenches, that goes
I
dumb
don't
hard.
think they'll be able to handle it.
I don't think Cameron Burns will be flustered, especially with me being, I'd say, a good friend of his, and Matthew Biondi with a catch today. And that was great to
Fortunately,
see.
it's only a gain of about 3.
And it really was.
And that'll be 4th down now for the Hunters.
And I think the biggest impact today, outside of Andrew Clipstein not being here, is Peter DeLuke has been quiet the entire time and has not talked trash. They win when he runs his mouth. And he just hasn't been doing it much today. And I do not know why.
2 minutes in the fourth quarter.
We got 2-minute warning.
And he is
Sacked
sacked once again.
again.
I don't know who got him, either Josh Nolan or Stephen Delory. They might have got all 4 hands on him combined.
That is another turnover on downs. It'll be Aces ball once again in the
Aces.
red zone.
Once again. And I wonder who they will put at quarterback, whether it's Steven Spangler or Preston Keene, or if they just run the clock out.
That could be happening right now because they're inside 2 minutes.
And if you don't mind, Jarrett Wolf, can you get us a time check for us real quick?
They just called 2-minute warning. It's
Okay.
probably like 150 something.
Okay. Michael Terstra claiming it's way too hot out here.
Score is still 14-0. Aces inside
Has
the
there
red
been a
zone.
score since the first quarter?
I don't know if it's the.
It's been a very, very defensively heavy game, and the Aces defense looks incredible. And I don't know
think
if they're
they might
looking
end up-
incredible due to the fact that Clip is not here, or what it actually portrays to.
In this time,
But Preston's taking all the time in the world.
looking.
He's throwing the ball
Throws it
straight
up
to
to
Josh
Josh,
Nolan,
and
and
it's
Josh
dropped.
Nolan dropping the ball. And then threw the ball right back at the ground, Dylan Goldfarb styled. Peyton Keem is now yelling, or giving a stern talking and warning to Peter DeLuke. And now
Peter
Peter
DeLuke
is
being
yelling
incredibly
at Dylan
heated at this
Averill.
moment in time.
Is yelling at Dylan Averill, which is always fun to see. Peter looks very, very frustrated today, and I'm actually sad.
Sitting there with his head down, you know.
Sitting
I
with his
mean, I
head
feel
down.
like he's really beating up on himself
He
because
is
he hasn't
very
really made a
competitive.
play
He wants
in
to
this
win.
season.
Napoleon syndrome has gotten to him today, and we don't know what he is doing, but we are hoping he has a great day. We really are. Preston Keene back at quarterback. He is talking to Steven Spangler.
I feel like they should be trying to run the ball a little bit, but they're not looking like they want to slow down.
Yep.
Throws it up to Steven, and
Good defense.
Dylan Averill with a pass
intended for
breakup
Steven,
today.
but Josh Nolan goes for it, and then it is incomplete. It'll be 3rd
I actually
down
have
now.
no idea who that was intended to.
It looked
One
like
of
it
the
was
two.
going for Steven, but it was just lobbed up.
Trevor Bryan said it was going to him while he is on the sideline with talking to us. I really do wonder what is going through the Hunters' mind right now, especially Omar Guevara. Down 14-0, has been shut out already once this year. Will he get shut out again?
It seems like everyone on the team, but Omar and Peter, is having a good time out there. Like, they don't really care that they're losing.
They don't care that we're
They're
losing.
sitting there laughing and
Cameron
playing with
Burns
an
is
orange
smiling,
on the
playing with an
putting an
orange.
orange on the ball.
Omar Guevara will make you run at practice, and I don't think they know that yet.
Got Colin blocking.
Colin
High snap.
Joe Taylor so fast.
Throws it to Steven.
Steven Spangler.
Steven hits the edge.
Oh, and he
Makes a
break
move.
the ankles.
He does.
He gets outside, and Steven
And that is
Spangler
a
with another touchdown today.
Aces. Steven Spangler.
Steven Spangler is so happy right now with another touchdown.
That'll be 20-0 for the Aces.
20 to
pending
0
extra point.
for your East Coast Aces. As Jack Harping is trying to fight
And
Liam.
I think that
Livingston?
might be the bullet in the head for the Hunters. I don't think that they can come back from this now.
I do not think they could at all.
I just made that up. Bullet in the head.
Proud of you, Herndo. You played a great game today, buddy. You really did.
Thank you. I had a good defensive game, you know.
Yeah. Do you have an offensive touchdown yet?
I have not scored on offense.
Have you thrown
this
on defense?
entire season? No. I've had 4 picks on the season.
Okay.
Played some great safety.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. Because we're 6-0, hammer time, that's all I care about, you know?
Yep.
I'm not a selfish player.
Well, there we have nobody at quarterback. Okay, no, we have Preston King playing quarterback. I thought
Here
Josh
comes
Jones
the extra
was
point by
snapping
the
to
Aces.
himself.
Looking
Trevor
to go
O'Brien style.
21-0.
Line of scrimmage. Surveying the defense, takes the snap, rolls. Joe Taylor right there. He throws it. Peter.
And Peter DeLuke
Oh.
gets tackled, I think.
Yo!
And Peter
He
DeLuke
just
for the-
slapped Alex Cheris in the face.
There are flags
as Peter
everywhere.
DeLuke. Peter DeLuke is close to being ejected from this game after he smacked Alex Cheris in the face.
I don't know how he is not ejected right now.
I don't know how he is not ejected yet.
Wow. I unfortunately Peter DeLuke won't even be getting an interception on this play.
As you know, as Steven Spangler chants weight room at him.
Peter will not even be getting the interception for that play because Preston
Is
Keene
a
was called
conversion.
down. Preston Keene was called down. That was a sack. Preston was called down. That was a sack.
It doesn't matter to the 2-point conversion either way, so we wouldn't get an interception no matter what.
Yep. And it'll be 20-0 for the Aces.
And I don't know if they can hear me, but Trevor O'Brien and Cal Fahey, can you please get out of the way? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, kind gentlemen.
I genuinely don't understand how Peter DeLuke was not just thrown.
Ejected.
He literally slapped Alex in the face.
In the face. I thought he threw a punch. That's what I thought happened.
Hey, it's better than a pick.
Aces getting ready to kick off. Wendell Bethel looking beautiful, walking across the field.
Wendell Bethel is back here
He
today
is.
after he played a hell of a game today for your Alabama Hammers.
He always plays an amazing game,
He always plays
man.
an amazing game when he is here.
The orange tee.
I don't see it. I do not see the orange tee that they were calling for. And I am very, very shocked that Peter DeLuke is even allowed eligible to play in this game. I truly am. That is, in my opinion, uncalled for.
That should not be allowed in the
That
VXFL,
should not be allowed in the
folks.
VXFL.
That we don't
This is a
condone
fun
that
football
behavior
league with
here.
friends.
I mean, this
Most
is
of us are friends.
a recreational league, really. Like, we're all playing as friends, you know?
And I don't think that should ever be allowed. No hands should be thrown in this league, with the exception of the Keens twins fighting each other, because it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, we all get heated, you know?
We all
It's
get mad.
it's football. It's the game of
Caleb,
football.
you got thrown to the ground by DJ, and you got up and you
Yeah,
got up, and you dapped him up.
Yeah. I mean, me and Cornell got heated, and me and Jaheim got heated that Dimes game. But at the end of the game, like, it's the heat of the game. Like, it's just how football is, you know.
Taking it from both
But I
sides.
think Peter DeLuke just ends up taking things way too personally and
I think he took it a little
Yeah,
bit
wait.
too personal for that.
way too out of control. You got to control that aggression, and that can't be allowed here.
That cannot
I don't know
absolutely
why.
cannot be allowed here at your
Hello,
VXFL.
Wendell Bethel.
Wendell Bethel is now in the commentary booth, and we love the fact that he is here joining us today. How you doing, Wendell?
Hello. Will Morgan walking up.
Will
looking
Morgan
dripped
walking up
out.
the commentary booth.
Aren't you dressed out for the game?
Oh, Will, I have a question for you. Will, what is your score prediction for your game today? What is your score prediction for your game today?
I don't know. Hopefully it's gonna be a good game.
Okay.
Will Morgan, will you be playing today?
He will
will
not
you
be playing today.
You won't be.
The penalty.
Breaking news: Will Morgan will not be playing for the Pioneers today.
Preston is going for a touchback. Will Morgan is in the way of the commentary booth.
Cam Burns.
Cameron Burns is laying down on the field doing nothing.
Onside kick.
Onside kick.
It gets
Big
through.
collision.
Collision.
And it is
Are
recovered
those
by
players
the Hunters.
okay? That is how you play
Oh.
the game fair and not throw punches at each other.
Matthew
Peter DeLuke.
grabs the onside kick.
I don't think he's gonna enjoy watching this film back.
Who? Peter DeLuke?
Yeah.
I do apologize to him. I am still hoping to continue to be friends. Because I am friends with you, my friend. But
We got a score of 20-0 for the Aces.
score of 20-0. East Coast
Hunters
Aces.
really just playing for pride now. I don't think that they can come back.
How much time do we have left in this game? Can anybody get that out for me?
132
minute and
left.
32 left in this
I
football
don't
game.
think they'll be able to score 3 times.
I do not think they will be able to, no.
Is 10K in my
Tim Brown running across the field. I think that's a huge dub
Omar
for
Guevara now throwing the ball
tosses it up.
to number 7. He was not tackled, and he is now tackled about the
Tagged down.
41-yard line.
As
Cole
William
Maldonado
Dougal.
did not tack him.
That's a first down
41
for the Hunters.
First down.
Hurry up offense.
Preston Keene is now getting very frustrated. That would be a false start from Dylan Averill. I think so.
Omar flips it.
To Dylan Averill. Dylan Averill running and has been tackled.
It does
But
not matter
I think it
'cause I
comes back
think
because
it's coming
Dylan
back.
Averill with a false start.
I hate sweat.
Breaking news. Wendell Bethel hates sweat. It's disgusting.
It is disgusting, in the words of Wendell Bethel.
You guys like sweating? Ew.
I'd prefer not to.
That's why I hate sports. Yeah, I can't expect the guys to be playing by now.
Cameron Burns in a 3-point stance on the sideline, just running in a straight line with Preston King guarding him. And Omar Guevara is now
takes
on a
off.
sprint.
Starts running.
Hits the
Steven
edge, gets
Spangler.
tagged down by
and he
Steven.
is tagged down, and the clock did not stop because he did not
He
get out
got
of bounds.
tagged down inbounds. It'll be second down for the Hunters. With roughly a minute left.
Timeout.
Timeout called by the Hunters.
Hunters.
Oh, Omar is clutching his calf.
Omar was
He
a little
appeared
bit
to be
injured on the
shaken
field.
up on the play. That would be huge, losing their coach and star wide receiver.
And possibly their best player.
He no doubt is. I
No
think
doubt.
Omar is confidently the Hunters' best player.
Ian Burns back at quarterback.
Oh, Nico
Oh
Brown.
yeah, Nico
I'm
Brown
just
is
kidding.
definitely their best player.
Yeah, Nico Brown is unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Big man of the year.
I think in his prime, Nico Brown actually played for the New England Patriots and won a Super Bowl.
Cam Burns takes the snap. Looking. Throws it up. He's got 2 receivers out.
And
it's
Steven
picked
Spangler
off
with
by
another
Steven
interception of
Spangler.
today.
What a defensive and offensive performance by
Your
Steven Spangler
defensive,
today.
one of your defense player of the week has to be Steven Spangler. This dude has looked absolutely incredible today.
I think that is the Aces' 4th pick of the game.
4th pick of the day, second one for Steven Spangler. Omar is injured, I think, for the rest of this game.
The Hunters looking defeated.
Hunters look very defeated.
I think the Aces will get the ball at about the 4 or 5 yard line.
Yep,
Omar coming off the field. I think he's done for the day.
I think he is as well.
Hopefully that's just a cramp and nothing too severe.
29 seconds.
29 seconds left in this game. I imagine the Aces will probably just take a knee and then take a knee, and that will be the end of the game.
Yep. Cam Burns is sitting down on the field.
Cameron sitting down on the field, giving absolutely zero effort.
Yeah, they appear to not really care about this game.
He actually told us in the halftime interview that he would potentially just lay down and take a nap because he needed one because it's hot out here. So, is that what he's doing now?
Aces
As
take the snap.
Preston Keene
Preston runs.
is running.
Stays in bounds. Clock keeps ticking.
Omar Guevara, through injury, is still playing on the field. This dude is unbelievable.
Cam Burns still sitting on the field. That's Cam.
Cameron Burns.
My hair color appointment. I said it for 11:15. I forgot. He's in I just had another one.
Aces,
I am-
second down and
Aces
about
second down.
11.
Taking the snap. Victory formation, they take a snap.
Alex
take a
Cheris
knee.
takes the knee for them.
Take a knee.
And that'll
that
be the
is
game,
game.
folks.
Game.
We
We
have,
will need Omar Guevara and Preston Keene.
we have a score of 20 Aces, 0
Zero.
Hunters.
Hunters have been shut out twice.
That is the second shutout for the Hunters
Immediately.
against the Hunters of the year. They got shut out by the Hustlers 2
Cameron
weeks
Burns
ago,
looks absolutely defeated
21-0,
in the middle of the field.
and now 20-0.
But I need Preston Keene to come see me.
Preston King and Omar Guevara to the booth, please.
We'll have our post-game interview coming up from both the coaches.
Both the coaches.
Aces improved to 2-4, and Hunters
Wait for him. Wait for him.
Here comes Preston.
I'll be. Yeah, nobody has that.
Love you. Preston. Hey. Liam Baser. Probably all day.
All day? I'd love to hear it. I think
Let's see.
But you're not going to the gym with a week?
I might be going to the gym.
All right.
I don't know yet.
What's up, Preston?
That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, shh. Preston Keene.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today, bud?
I'm feeling amazing. I really am. Our team did phenomenal. Steven Spengler did amazing. I mean, I could go on. Well, we had 7 guys here. I mean, even our pool player had to play for us today, Sebastian. He played great.
He drew
Had him
pick
till the
six.
It was just a great team performance. Everyone was selfless. No one complained about getting the ball, and I'm real proud of our guys winning 2 in a row.
So you guys improved to 2-4. The Hunters fall to 3-3. How do you feel about this defensive performance? 4 interceptions. Stephen Delory had a great game coming off the line as a pass rusher. How do you feel like you can continue to improve and keep this defensive performance going and maybe win out coming into the playoffs?
You know, I've said it before, and I think we proved ourselves today. I think we have one of the best defenses, especially pass rushes in the league. And they proved it today, and I think we just need to keep them there and keep them rushing. We were missing one of our other pass rushers, Nate Gwynn, and these guys filled in amazing. Both these guys are our usual pass rushers as well, and I expect a lot of big things from them moving forward. You know, probably half dozen sacks between the 2 of them, so a real spectacular performance.
Probably the most surprising thing for me all day was Josh Nolan being absolutely amazing coming off the line.
Absolutely.
Where did you find this kid?
Man, Josh Nolan was someone I saw at the combine, and you know he's friends with Colin Maldonado. And I was texting Colin, and he's like, "Look, he's my friend. If you can draft him, I love it." And by the way, he's not too bad. So I saw him. You know, he wanted to play receiver initially, but was willing to do whatever it took for the team. And I saw how physical he was, how big he was, and he's filled in phenomenal. He even got a couple passes towards him today, and I'm really excited to use him. I need to use him more, and he's an exciting player.
And who do you play next week?
You want us to say, the Goblins. Play the Goblins. I don't even know. Man, I go week by week. I want to know each week, right?
Alrighty, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you doing this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have a great one.
Thank you.
Where's Omar Guevara?
Right here.
Omar, come here, buddy.
We have Omar. I'm asking about Peter.
I think I was running and
we good?
Step out.
What's up, Omar? How you doing?
Omar Guevara, thank you for joining us here, bud. What went wrong?
A lot, to put it bluntly. We couldn't block the rush. We couldn't block the rush. We were tired. We hadn't really practiced all week. We had like 2 practices where only like maybe 5 guys showed up. We just weren't dedicated to it. We didn't put the heart in. We didn't put the effort in. And we came out here, we beat ourselves. We made too many mistakes, especially on offense, turning the ball over multiple times. Whatever that one kid was that came in the game, he was talking a lot, I was talking a lot. Tempers got hot. Yeah, that kid.
Sebastian came in the game as a pool player because they didn't have enough players today.
Yeah, the one that I pressed out of bounds, and they tried to call me for PI. Okay. But tensions were high. I threw a pick. They ended up scoring on. Cam threw a couple picks, but at the end of the game, it was all us just wanting to score. And with all of our mistakes on offense, defensively, we just still didn't play that bad. And we only let up, 14 points, right? No, 21.
20. You let up 20 points?
20 points.
It would have been 21 if we didn't have not a fight in the end zone.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel like Peter DeLuca appeared to get a little bit too heated, slapped Alex Sherris in the face today? Are you going to be disciplining him at all, or how are you going to deal with that come practice time?
He will definitely be disciplined, and if anything, he might just be benched for this next game. He can't let his temper get that hard. Like like even my temper gets bad, but I don't go out there and try to fight people. Me fighting people is just me physicality. Yeah, we can't do that out here.
And my final question for you. Where is Andrew Clipstein?
He, I believe, is at a camp or something of the sort. He told me that he wasn't going to be able to make it, and yeah.
One more question. So Cam Burns didn't have a great performance at quarterback today. He threw 2 picks. Wasn't really making a lot of impressive plays today. Is there going to be any changes at quarterback for you?
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure yet, though. I still have faith in the kid. I believe in him. Through thick and thin, like I believe in my guy, but if a change needs to be made, a change needs to be made, and we're gonna try to change for the better and not digress in our changes, and that's really all we can hope to do.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Omar. Thank you for joining us today, bud. And all right. Thank. Okay.